Welcome to another week with Matt and Rob. In this week, we have a lot of great topics for you that we will cover now. All right, so I want to start off hot and heavy. What the fuck is wrong with the right, so to speak, the conservatives? Why are they worshiping Kyle Rittenhouse? I mean, like, regardless of whatever you think about guns, I mean, this guy is just some moron 17-year-old who was clearly illegally having a gun because he's only 17 and also murdered some people.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot wrong with glorifying him. Absolutely. Again, like you said, not even old enough to have a gun. And then they're saying that whatever, he feels the need to have to protect himself or
Yeah.
society, as it were. That's
So,
exactly not what he's doing. He's
so there is. Here's the point that those people have, and in theory, in their brains, they're right. They're like, oh, he was just protecting himself. Like, what the fuck? What would you do if you were like
yes,
getting
but
tackled by a bunch of people? But
why were
but
people attacking him or assaulting him? Because he was a fucking
pointing a gun
regular
at them.
dude with an assault rifle walking
Yeah.
around town. Yeah,
Definitely
that's
probably
cause for
instigating
concern.
shit. Yeah,
Right.
I would say he was
That's
probably. Oh my god, it's just so dumb.
Wisconsin. You're from near there. Pretty kind of racist, right? Is it not?
I would say. I mean, it's a lot of
Pretty
white people in
racist. Yeah,
Wisconsin. A lot of
yeah.
white people in Wisconsin. I
Pretty
would
racist.
say. Yeah, it's not as diverse as like the area I grew up outside of
Right.
Chicago. Chicago being a city, obviously. Kenosha is pretty fucking close. I mean, I've been to Kenosha. Kenosha's nice. That being said, not overly surprised. I think there's more details that are going to come out about this story. I think that there's unfortunately going to be some news that's going to come out about Jacob Blake that isn't flattering for him. But anything that comes out, it doesn't really matter because he didn't deserve to die. He didn't deserve to get shot once. He didn't deserve to get shot 7 times. Like that's
7 times is
that's it. Like you
crazy.
can
Uh,
the right is going to be like, hey, like, he was like convicted of this and that. And it's like, okay, like that's fine. But, by the way, uh, he did get shot 7 times and didn't deserve to get shot 7 times. That's it. That's the story. This is
well,
like,
I have two questions for one related to that. If you're, I don't know, I've never shot a gun before, so I've shot like paintball guns and shit. That doesn't count, obviously. But if you're shooting like 7 times, seems like a lot of times. You know?
that's what
Is
we,
it like
I
a
mean,
panic thing? Is
so
that
we
just like
got
a
this,
panic thing?
you know, it must be. But my issue with that is that this guy's a trained professional, allegedly. This cop,
But you can
he's
go through
supposed.
training, I suppose. But if that's your personality when shit hits the fan, they can't really simulate a live combat or whatever
Well,
situation.
this all goes back then to defunding the police and the correct ways to do that, and that's defunding weaponry and all this extra bullshit, and putting that funding back into trainings and
Right. I think there should
classes.
be a ton more training. Maybe there's a way, and I'm just spitballing hypotheticals here, that you could have some sort of, really immersive sort of training where you could get a realistic reaction to how people will react in any given scenario. Maybe
Maybe
there's a way.
maybe
Maybe you use VR. What the fuck do I know?
that's what I'm saying. Maybe they should just have them like do simulations with different races and see how they react differently.
Maybe.
But like incept it into their brains so they don't know it's a simulation, like while they're dreaming.
that's,
That would, I mean,
that's a leap,
that
but
would be pretty cool,
that's a
though.
hell of an accomplishment if we could do
Hey,
somehow make that happen.
hey, they did it in movies.
They do it in
If movies
movies.
could do it, yeah.
That's probably the first step, right? Think of it in movies. Really, it starts in a book, then movies,
It
and
sounds like a
then
Black Mirror
your
thing, to
life.
be honest.
Like a who?
Black Mirror?
Black Mirror?
Yeah, the show,
Black Mirror?
Black Mirror?
Oh, Black Mirror. I thought you were saying Black
Yeah.
Mirror, like a horse.
Black Mirror? I mean, that's how I say mirror. I don't know what to
Mare,
tell you.
a mare, a nice, beautiful mare.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there. I think the show Black Mirror is way overrated.
Never seen it.
Oh, really?
Never seen it.
I thought you told me to watch it, honestly. So
No, maybe I did, but I haven't seen it.
Huh. Huh. Okay, well. There's a
Uh,
lot of fans. I mean, my girlfriend's one of them.
Hey, speaking of fans, you just said fans. All right, before we go to fans, just remember fans, but I do want to say one more thing. There was a video I saw of Kyle, what's his tits, walking down the street after he shot those dudes walking towards cops with an assault rifle in his hands as a citizen, as a guy who looks like he's 12, and they just
Yep.
rode past him.
Not being shot.
What is that about?
That
How
is
could
the
that
fact.
be? Like, how are they? How? But I
Well,
don't even care if it's anyone who's not a cop walking down the street with an assault rifle. How are you just going to drive by them?
I mean, the only time that I've ever been driven by with someone with an assault rifle is when we were in like me and my girlfriend were kind of in a not great neighborhood in Panama City, Panama, and I about shit my pants. And luckily, it was somewhat luckily, I guess it was their police force, which carries scary weapons. But
Right.
like, I mean, it was still a pants shitting moment for me because like I don't fuck with guns at all. Like I think guns are terrible. Clearly,
Right.
obviously, look what they just did in Kenosha twice in like back to back days, essentially. Also, what are the percentage chance Kyle Rittenhouse is alive if he is black right now?
Oh, none.
Zero?
Yeah.
Zero? Like,
Right.
is there, there's no chance? Like, the police are shooting him before, like, he's even shot anyone else? Like, if anything, it kind of, well,
Well, that's
in a
my point too.
backwards
Not
way,
only not only does he not get shot, but he's walking right past them and they're riding
yeah,
by him. What?
it's, I don't, I, it's just,
It's
cops
unfathomable.
have
It's
fucked up.
inexplicable.
Did you see another cop story? This one's a little bit better on the cops, at least. But did you see Brandon Marshall was moving this weekend, the old wide receiver?
Nuh-uh, nuh-uh.
So he was moving this past weekend, and some of his neighbors, I guess, called security
Okay.
in the whatever gated community he lives in. And then
Sure.
security called the police. And it's funny because like Brandon Marshall's taking a video and he's just like videoing the security guy. He's like, "Hey man, like what the hell? Like you couldn't even come talk to me. Like just come up. You just call the police right away." And he shows the police, and the guy just like waves because clearly him and the police have talked. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I just live here." And the cop is just like, "Oh okay, cool, like no problem." But it was just funny watching the cop. It was like an African American cop too, and just like kind of like casually wave at the camera. Just pretty funny.
Wow, that is
But
funny.
you know, just these two fucking white security guards who it's like, all right, so you have some residents in the neighborhood. They don't know this. They don't know Brandon's moving in. Whatever. So then they call security like, hey, suspicious person, whatever, new person. Like they don't know him. Okay, like I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, new person, I get it. But then for the security guards just to go right to calling the police when they're fucking security guards, like they could go like talk to him, and be like,
Right.
hey,
Like that's
hey
your
man, like
job.
hey, do you live here? Are you new here? It's like, oh yeah, I moved in. It's like, oh okay, cool. Sorry, yeah, we just weren't sure,
Problem
didn't recognize you.
solved.
My bad, man. And
Right.
it's good, like no problems at all. Like it's pretty fucking easy.
Well,
Did it in 2 seconds.
I imagine security guards in gated communities try to do as little as possible. So if
Yeah,
they
these guys
think
with
that there's
the
anything that they would be above their pay grade, they just call it off. I guess probably right.
they
I'm
looked a
not fucking
little.
dealing with
I'll
that.
just say they looked a little Paul Blarty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Although I've never seen the movie Paul, like Mall Cop, but it looks in
Blart
the
would have handled
preview.
that with class,
That's what I'm
integrity. You
saying. So
know,
he's just a chubby guy. That's
chubby
so.
guy, chubby
No.
guy.
Um. So
I feel like everybody that knows everybody. Sorry, I feel like everybody knows someone that looks like Paul Blart in real life. Do you know a Paul Blart guy? I know two very convincing lookalikes, real life lookalikes of his.
I mean, well, yes, but I don't like. I'm not
Fat
personally.
bearded bald white guy. Do you know one?
Yeah, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
you know one.
Yes. We all do.
We all got a guy who looks like Paul Blart.
Yes,
You need
actually,
one.
yeah. A number of them work for Sherwin-Williams. I would say.
I believe it. I believe it.
You were talking about fans before.
Fans, did you see that thing about OnlyFans? How Bella
Oh,
Thorne made $1
dude,
million in a day and
and then
$2 million
broke it,
in 1 week?
dude. I mean, she's hot. I mean, actually,
She's not
she's
even
like,
that hot. Is it just a celebrity
yeah.
thing? Like, there's hotter people on
I don't
there.
know what it.
I think it was just an advertisement thing that she drummed it up so much.
Yeah, I mean, she's like.
She's not ugly, of course. She's
So let's put it on let's take out everyday people. Just put it on a celebrity scale. I'd say she's like a celebrity like 4.
okay. Good. I was gonna say like a 5.5 was where I was
Yeah.
ready to come in at.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So,
in terms of celebrity.
which, this is also a very tough scale.
So the professionals. This is the pros, man. That's the big leagues.
We're not talking semi-pro. We're not
That's the big
talking.
leagues. That's like if you're in the minor, or well, no, if you're a bench warmer, you're set for life if you handle your finances right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who's a 10 in the celebrity scale? I mean, we're talking.
Ooh, my girlfriend asked me this the other day. I didn't
Mila
have a good
Kunis,
answer.
I love Mila Kunis, but I don't even think she's a 10. I love her. I'm saying, like,
Getting too old right now, but Jen Aniston's up there. She was a 10.
Dude. Oh, vintage. Oh, you know who? Oh, God. What the fuck is her name?
I always had a big thing for Brooklyn Decker was a 10. Halle Berry.
Jennifer
I love Halle
Lawrence.
Berry. Halle Berry's old too.
Up there. Halle Berry. That's another one.
Again, getting up there, but I guess I just like old chicks.
Well, I think that's more of like the age we grew up.
Yeah, exactly. What about, I don't know, hot? I'm Googling hot
Cameron Diaz.
Nah, I don't like Cameron Diaz, actually. I actually don't
J-Lo?
find her attractive. Yeah, J-Lo, big time. But again,
J-Lo.
older.
That's true. I mean, this is what we grew up with, is what I'm saying. I think that helps.
You know who I think is attractive? Selena Gomez. I find her attractive.
I was just looking at a list and she was on it. I'm not that into
not
it.
Not a 10.
That's where it's hard. That's where it's so hard.
Shit, there's someone my girlfriend asked me this like a week or two ago, like what celebrity do I think is the hottest like celebrity, and I had an answer. I don't fucking remember who it was. Whoever it was, super hot. So that's my answer. Fuck. Hold on, let's see. You know who I dislike?
I'm a big Rihanna. I think is pretty hot. Jessica Alba.
I don't see the fascination with Rihanna.
Girl next door. Jessica Alba, I just think has.
Oh, Jessica Alba, yeah, Jessica Alba, yeah.
I don't think Megan Fox is that hot. I mean, she's like fine, whatever. Like, definitely like everyday person, 10, but like celebrity, 6, 7.
I don't know why I don't. Oh, Camila Cabello's hot. She's hot. But I think
I can't believe Emma Stone. Emma Stone is not hot.
She's not. No, she's not.
You know
who's hot? You know what is great? Dua Lipa. I love her music, so that's why too.
That's fair. That helps. I would say that the musical talent definitely helps.
Yeah. Well, that's why I look at Mick Jagger.
I think ugly vintage Katy Perry.
Oh yeah, Katy Perry. No, Dua Lipa. That's my answer.
Okay, that's fine. I would say Jennifer Lawrence if I was to. I think she's really hot.
It's fine. She's hot. She's a hot chick.
All right.
On the binary scale, she's a 1, ones and zeros.
So we're kind of on the topic of famous people.
Wait, what? Yeah. What about? How about this though? How much do you think like the male? Who's whatever a 10 male celebrity is? We're talking about a 4 Bella Thorne. They're raking in a couple million in a week. What would like Hemsworth, one of the Hemsworths, get on OnlyFans in 1 week? $10,000. I feel like chicks just don't pay for that, right?
Yeah,
it's nothing.
You'd have. That's so true. I don't. It's definitely a one-sided affair in the porn industry.
What
that
if
is one industry that went.
I would try it. Well, I'd get like $20 a month.
I've thought about it just for shits. Like, what if
we all thought about it? I'll.
Also, might I just raise you Adriana Lima?
Yeah, she's hot too. I don't know how old she is anymore. She was like a Victoria's Secret angel when
37.
We were like 10.
No. 37. No.
Yeah.
I know. A lot of these people are older.
Jives. That's all right. 35 that's still acceptable. Now. 35? That's younger than I thought.
That's still pretty old. Jennifer Aniston's 50.
Yeah, that's old.
Kate Upton's still only 26. That's surprising.
I hate Kate
Upton.
That
is surprising.
I
don't think she. I don't
just
think.
Because of
Kate
Verlander.
Upton,
it's the Verlander thing. I was very attracted to her beforehand, but Verlander's such a dick. I hate Justin Verlander.
Why do you hate Justin Verlander?
Oh, he's such a hypocrite. Get out of here. He likes to talk a big game and think he's all above this and that and the other. And then the whole cheating thing comes out. And he doesn't really say shit.
I just don't care about the cheating thing. I'm down. I'm pro cheating.
It's just that he was hypocritical the way he handled it all.
No, that's fair. That's totally
fair. If
you
want to cheat. He just
okay.
Did a terrible job handling it.
I agree with being anti-hypocrites. I just didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the Astro story because I just didn't really care. Like I didn't take the time to remember or listen to Justin Verlander's takes on it. I'll say, but if he was a hypocrite, I agree with you. Fuck Justin Verlander because I don't care about cheating, but I do care about hypocrites.
That's right.
Because if you're gonna cheat, just be like, hey, you know what? We won a fucking World Series, so middle fingers in the air, bitches. You could have done it too. Clearly,
it's pretty much what they did, and they got away with it.
They did.
Fuckers.
They did.
Okay, you're saying we're talking about famous people.
Well, Chadwick Boseman died.
Chadwick Boseman did die. Rest in peace.
Which,
Had no idea that he was sick. I don't know if that was news
I
or
don't think
not,
anyone did. I think
because
that
they
was.
said he was
I
sick
think
for 4 years, which is
he had colon
crazy.
cancer,
Right?
and I think that was part of it.
And I think that's what he died of. Yeah, I think. Did he film the Black Panther in the past 4 years? He must have, right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he looked good in it too. You know what sucked though? I was I'll come out and
come
say
clean.
I had no idea who Chadwick Boseman was. No idea. None.
Because you're not a movie guy. You're not a movie guy. I'll help you out.
Yes. But someone told me Chadwick Boseman died, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he was like a Black Panther." Or I heard them say Black Panther, and I was like, "All right, so yeah, he's pretty old. Like the Black Panther movement was like 40, 50 years ago. Like, okay, he's dead. He was probably like in his 80s." They're like, "No, the fucking movie." And I was like, "Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't really care about celebrities. Like, there's a million celebrities that I just don't know exist."
Well, you know what's crazy? This is probably, you probably didn't know this because one, you're not a movie guy, and two, I don't see it in your notes here. He played Jackie Robinson in his biopic movie, and he died yesterday when MLB was celebrating Jackie Robinson Day.
Yeah.
Rather eerie.
Which is a reason that a lot of MLB games even got played. It's because of Jackie Robinson Day.
Right, to not...
Jackie Robinson still bringing us together.
Yes, that is cool.
Posthumously. But, I've done some reading on Chadwick, I'll say, and I like him. I'm impressed with the fact that he was sick for so long and it seems like he did a lot for his fans, and that he meant a lot to his fans, and that's awesome. I think that's really great, because I don't really think that I have any sort of connection. Like, I don't think there's any celebrity that I would just go out there and be like, "Oh my God, like, you're inspiration to me." But if other people get that, and he was doing that while he had fucking colon cancer, like,
yeah, man,
that's fucking
crazy.
cool.
It's crazy. It's crazy that he was able to keep it from everyone.
Another thing I saw that is like really unfortunate now, because there was like a bunch of like news agencies that were like, "Oh, like, you don't look so good. Like, what's going on?" And he was like quiet about it the whole time. It's like, yeah, he fucking had cancer, you assholes. Like, maybe stop asking. I know they didn't know, but still, it doesn't look too good now.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's why he looks tired. He has cancer.
That's crazy. It is crazy. 43. He looks young. I wouldn't have guessed he was 43.
Let me just say, he looks so. I was surprised he was 43. I think that's a massive piece of this. I can't believe he was only 43. He looks way younger. Way younger. And I couldn't imagine having cancer for 4 years. Just fucking end it. For me, I don't have that kind of... Good for him. I mean, I am way too much of a puss. You know what? I wonder...
You're a puss, but yeah. He's done a lot of movies lately.
Oh, yeah?
Past few years. It's crazy.
Do you think he was ever on anything like CBD or to help the pain?
I'm sure he did pot or something. I'm pretty sure that's fairly common when you're, depending on the type of cancer you have. I don't know how you do for colon cancer, but yeah.
They're giving weed to elephants now.
No, I was unaware. I missed that article. I must have slipped right over me. What are they doing with them? What's the reason for that?
It's there's some stressed African elephants in a zoo in Poland.
A zoo, okay.
Yeah, in the Warsaw Zoo, and I guess they've been fighting, so they're giving them some CBD to mellow out.
They've been fighting each other?
Yeah, just in general agitated, but fighting out.
Wow.
I guess these elephants, they were like newer elephants. They had trouble fitting in with the herd, so maybe they were fighting the other elephants. All
right.
But I guess elephants can struggle with the loss of a herd member for weeks and sometimes even years.
Yeah. It's like whales, too. I think whales are like that.
They really feel it. I mean, honestly, so I had guinea pigs when I was growing up, and one of them died.
Awful pet.
Well, false. They were fine pets. But we had two of them. And one of them died, and then after that, the other one just was like, you could tell it was just not the same guinea pig after that. Without his brother, he was just A broken
Sad.
guinea pig. It was
Sad.
sad.
We had hermit crabs for when I was younger. We had three of them. My parents got one for each of the children. Me, my sister, and my brother. It was me and my brother shared a room at the time. We woke up one morning and there was only one hermit crab. So we're like, "Holy fuck!" Two of them escaped. And we were looking around, looking around. We couldn't find them or whatever. I think we asked a vet or something, and the vet or whoever we asked was like, "No, that one ate the other two." Oh god! So my dad was like, "Oh, okay." Took it out back, chucked it in the woods. He's like, "Okay, no more hermit crabs."
What? He just chucked it? That's the
We don't
dominant
want any
hermit crab.
cannibals. We don't want to be listening with any cannibals
I don't
living with
know.
them.
I believe in the alpha crab.
It was freaky, man. I was freaked
You had
out.
some beta crabs. Whoever's crab was the alpha crab. Like that is key.
And my crab was dead. He didn't make it.
Beta crab. That I mean, me and Shannon or me and my girlfriend are thinking about giving our little puppy Lola a little sister. The breeder,
Wow.
one of my buddies actually, the breeder we got Lola from. They have some more puppies just born 2 days
Wow.
ago.
How
Very
much are you
cute.
paying for those?
Well, last time we traded in a car.
That's a trade. That's a
Yeah,
deal.
we were trying to sell the car anyways though, and didn't want to deal with selling it, so it kind of worked
All
out.
right, all
The,
right.
but this time, I don't know. I mean, I asked my boy what he's trying to sell them for. It's hard because he's such a fucking like this dude's such a fucking businessman asshole about shit like that. It's like, dude, just give me a fucking puppy. Like I'll take care of it. Look at Lola, she fucking flourishing. But he's such a. So I'm gonna try and play the long game, and maybe he can't sell them, and just will give us one
Just
cheap at
take
the
it off
end.
his hands. Yeah, take it off his
Exactly,
hands.
exactly. So that's my plan now. But on car news though, I do have a little story for you if you want to
Tell
hear
me.
it.
I want to hear. I
So
do want to hear it.
it was on. So I've been really busy lately. Really busy. I had one free evening this week. One free evening with nothing else planned. I was like, fuck yeah. Wednesday night, excited. Just gonna hang out. It'll be good. And Shannon, god damn it. I have to fucking edit so much shit now. My girlfriend, uh, my girlfriend she's like, she wants a car. She wants just to be able to drive around town, blah, blah, blah. Makes sense. We just have the one car now. I'm gone a lot. Obviously, it's my car. She doesn't even like driving it because she's scared that I'll murder her if she breaks it, which is true.
Wow. Truth
Well,
comes out. We all heard it. It's out there now.
I mean, just don't break the car and we don't have problems. So we're looking for a car. We're just looking for something super cheap. We just need it to last literally like a year. We're planning on living in Seattle for another year. Less even, maybe. But
And then
not
what?
much.
Off to Chicago?
Off to Chicago's the plan.
All right.
But so we don't need it to last for long, and we don't really want to bring it back to Chicago. That would be just hard. It's already, it's easy with one trip across, drive my car, boom, bang, back in Chicago. Everything else, ship or whatever, get a U-Haul. But like doing with two cars just makes it that much harder. It's just
Yes.
like, especially if one of them is a cheaper car.
Right.
So we've just been looking for cars under $2,000, which obviously there's a really shitty. There's a lot of shit that you have to shovel through when you're looking for cars under $2,000.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But there's some pretty cool old ones. So, I found this one that I liked. It was a Volkswagen Jetta on Craigslist, and I went and saw it. It's like a half-hour drive. Just saw it earlier in the day on Wednesday.
Right.
And man, this car was a piece of shit. I liked it. It would have been cool. If I had like a garage and the ability to have a project car and know what I'm doing to it, I would have totally bought it. But
Right.
it moved. I'll say that. It moved, and I drove it up and down the block, but holy fuck, like I couldn't imagine driving anything more than that with it. Do you know how to drive a stick shift at all?
I've been taught. I haven't done it in probably 5 or 6 years, so I'd be a disaster.
So you have an idea of this then. So like you get in the first, second, third, fourth. You can kind of feel when it gets into those individual gears, right?
Right.
And like I drive a stick shift like all the time. Like that's what my car is. Like I'm very well versed in it.
Right.
This car that I test drove, it was like you're like, well, there might be a gear in this direction. Oh, I missed. Like you just had there was so much fucking play on this fucking car's clutch. It was unbelievable. You just had no idea what was going on. Putting in reverse was like D- You
Was it
have no
just
idea.
loose? Like the shifter was just
Oh,
super
it was
loose?
brutal.
Yeah.
It was unbelievably loose. They call it play, and it was just like you just have no you have no idea what's going on when you're shifting the gears in it. You're just praying. But anyways,
But
that's not even like the
imagine if that's how you learn. I learned with like a shitty like
yes. Well,
'98 truck
as you should.
is how I learned. Yeah, so if you can drive one of those, and you get a new car with stick, you
Well,
should be in
that's the
great shape.
thing. Well,
I've never driven a new car. What year is your car?
my car is 2012, but
Still new, still new.
I've personally put in upgrades to the shifter itself. So it has no play. Like I put in steel bushings to where you click into gear and it's like bang, 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 bang. Uh, which I put in myself, and which is very
How
cool. Very cool.
you know what they really should be doing? They should make manual cars such that you can ride the clutch. Why isn't that? You could do it on a motorcycle. Why can't you do it on a car, Probably
I
because they
mean,
don't need to spend the technology because everybody buys automatic is the
that's pretty
answer.
much paddle shifters, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That's pretty much it.
there's just no clutch with a paddle shifter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the closest thing. I just don't think it's necessary for a car. Everyone just goes automatic. I think it's just fun to drive a manual. But anyways, that's not even the crux of the story. So later on that very Wednesday, I find this 1987 Mazda, only 118,000 miles.
Okay.
From a reputable dealer, from like a good dealer, very good reviews online. 87. Hardly
Mazda
driven.
what? I'm going to look it up right now.
626. 87 Mazda 626 hatchback. 4-door. It's not a bad looking car. It's not a bad looking car. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Oh, this baby's a beaut.
It's a beaut. It's a good looking car. It's pretty cool.
For how much?
So list price was $1,800, but we'll get to what we actually paid for it. So we go to the dealership.
So you just ruined the story. You bought it.
Well, that's not the story though.
Okay, I'm excited. So, take me there.
We go to the dealership, be like, hey, well, I call them, make sure the car's there, blah, blah, blah. Go to the dealership, like, hey, we want to check out the Mazda, da, da, da. Doug's Linwood Mazda dealership, super cool people, would recommend.
Shout
100%. And they're just like, yeah, you want to test drive it, drive it around, no problem. Car's great. It's a 93 horsepower engine, so it's a little slow, but whatever. It's just for my girlfriend to drive around town, get groceries, save on gas. Like 93 horsepower engine saves on fucking gas.
What does that baby get on gas? I wonder. In 87, this thing's probably heavy.
It's pretty heavy. I was online, like 30 miles to a gallon.
Really?
Only 93 only 93 horsepower.
Right,
it's a nothing engine.
I just figure all those. Engine. I always am skeptical of the older cars.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say. Just that's like the book value.
Nobody fucking knows.
Yeah, no one knows. Maybe in the 20s if you're lucky, but whatever. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we're gonna buy the car, and we do some negotiations. End up getting it for $1,280 plus taxes and fees, whatever.
Sure.
So pretty good deal. We essentially get 33% off. It was for $1,800 and we get it for $1,200, $600 savings. Pretty solid. So we do everything. They wash it up. We're leaving the dealership, and I'm like, all right, Shannon, you drive my car home. I'll drive the old car, the new old car,
the new oldie.
And so she pulls out in front. I drive behind her. Make it one block, the thing breaks down. So fucking.
Oh god.
Yeah, I was going like 20, and then I'm like, all right, let's. We're on like a road that it's like a 45 mile per hour sort of road. It's like try and get it up. Car just loses power. Also, I push the gas, it just fucking engine dies.
Oh,
so I'm like,
god,
great. So I just pull over, call Shannon. I was like, hey, the car just died. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, the car just died. I don't know. I'll try and start. Give me a second. Just pull over. Just hold on. I'm at this gas. I just pulled over on the side of the road. So I get started again. This car starts up. Give it a minute. Starts up just fine. Drive down the road. Same exact thing. Loses power at a certain point. Pull into a Les Schwab. And so I called the dealership and I was like, hey, the car just died. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm at the Les Schwab 2 blocks down the street. And they're like, oh my god, we're so sorry. We'll come pick you up. So they send 2 guys. They're like, I was like, yeah, I mean, this is what's happening. It starts. Like, you can probably drive it back. Like, I can drive it back if you want. They're like, oh, no, we'll drive it. Like, we don't want you to feel unsafe. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's great. You guys see how it is. Like, that's even better. All the better.
Chiming in here, wow, unsuspected from the dealership.
That
I
is
would have
why I
expected,
recommended them.
yeah, Doug from Linwood. Way to be, Doug.
Doug from Linwood.
I would have expected you call and be like, well, it's your fucking car. We
Yeah.
can fix it for you. Bring it back here. And
they had every right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, we get it back. The same thing happens to the guy who drove the car, like twice on the way. And, you know, we get it back into the garage, and the guy's like, yeah, the battery's fucking hot. Like, I don't know. When I was driving, you just feel it lose power. And I was like, yeah, same thing. Like, that's what's happening. I didn't touch the battery, but yeah, sounds right. Probably the alternator. Maybe some wires are loose. They're like, yeah, I mean, so I talked to the GM, the owner's son, Doug's son, John.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
And I was just, he's like, hey, like, first of all, the first thing that was crazy when I go in there, I walk in and it was like a swarm of them. Like, oh my God, like, we're so sorry. Like, they just swarmed me. And we're just like, I was like, holy shit. Like, okay. Like, I'm not even that mad. Like, I'm just so like, what the fuck right now? Like, right. You're beyond mad at that point. You're just like, well, there we go. Like, this is just, what are you even going to be mad about at that point? You know?
I don't know. Clearly, they've gotten in trouble for this before or something.
I don't know. But and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, so here's what we're gonna do for you. Like, you know, all of our mechanics are done for the day. It was like 8:00 at this point, and all of our mechanics are gone for the day. But we're gonna look at it tomorrow morning. I'll give you a call. If it's anything major, anything like we'll fix it, no cost if we can. But if it's anything major, we'll just return the whole price, no problems. We're putting a hold on the payment right now, so you won't even get charged. But like, we'll just stop the whole process.
A++.
I was like, cool.
A++.
So they end up calling me the next day. It's something major. They don't even like there. It was pretty much at the point where it was like the mechanics were like, yeah, this thing's fucked. They just didn't even. They didn't even do the full recon into it. They're just like, yeah, it's fucked. Right. So it's at a certain point, it's just not worth like when it's a $1,200, $1,200 car. Like there's only so much looking they were gonna do. But yeah, I mean, it was just kind of funny that we bought a car and drove a block.
Wow.
But it was super cool of them. They could have easily told us to pound sand.
Yes. So what are you gonna buy? You don't know yet.
No, yeah, no plans. It's hard to find something in the price range. Well, that's the thing. We might just end up buying a dog instead. And with me leaving Sherwin-Williams and I can bike to my new job, you know, as a sales rep at Sherwin-Williams, I need my car all the time. As a beer tender at one brewery, I don't need my car all the time. So might not even need a second. Right. I can bike to work. So as long as it's not raining. And Shane could drive me even. So we'll see. We might end up getting a dog instead.
How much does it really rain there? Does it really rain that much? It does, right?
The winter, it rains all the time. The summer, I mean, it hasn't rained. I mean, I think it's rained like one day this month.
Really?
Yeah. Summer, it doesn't rain at all. But winter, it rains a lot.
I swear it rains more here in fucking Knoxville. So much rain.
It might, sucks. At least in the summer. It probably rains more in the summer, to be honest.
Nah, probably rain. Dude, I swear, since I've moved here, the past 2 years have been the 2 wettest Februaries.
See,
I think on record.
Here's the thing. Since I've moved to Seattle, it's been the driest years on record.
Oh,
so global fucking warming.
Well, I got to catch on to these patterns. I got to go somewhere drier. Too much rain for me. I can't handle it.
Yeah.
Take me to the drought.
You want to talk a little bit more weather? Let's talk about Hurricane Laura. Hurricane Laura, they're saying like, oh, it's going to be an all-time hurricane, worst ever, 150 mile per hour winds. Yeah, little pussy 100 mile per hour winds when it hits lands. Like 15 people die. Yawn.
You know what is the thing? So people died, so that's not good. That's sad.
No, but I have a few of those people died from being dumb, to be fair.
And that's what we've talked about this last episode. You shouldn't die from a hurricane. You shouldn't. It's sad. Nevertheless, it's very
either on the government or you. It's
right.
But you know, if you're able-bodied and own a vehicle, there's no excuse.
What happened to the 20-foot storm surges? That was the biggest hype from this whole thing, and I don't think there was anything remotely close to it. Was there?
I think it was.
Now
I
there
think that
are
was
in
one of the.
some
We have a lot
areas.
of that. We have a lot of that in media now, where people get a little hype. They get a little hypey on some things, and then it's like, "Hey, this is possible," and then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, this is gonna fucking happen." Like that's where it's like, well, no, it was just that it was, a lot of storms have that potential, I think. And people just, it's 2020. They're like, oh my God, it's going to be the worst. And it was like, it was a hurricane. It sucks. 15 people have been confirmed dead. Sucks. Don't get me wrong. But like,
I think they just play it safe too, kind of cover themselves, especially like local
yeah,
governments. They don't want to say, "Nah, you'll be good," and then there's a
expect,
20-foot storm surge, and then everyone's
yeah,
fucking shit's wiped out.
expect the worst. Expect the worst, which I think
That's
is
true.
fair.
Yeah,
But
it is fair.
it was not the worst. As far as hurricanes go, it was relatively okay. I mean,
I'm
like,
looking right now. There's some destruction. Don't get me wrong
there
here.
is 800,000 people without power. And now they're saying some of those people could be without power for months, which is another thing that I don't believe for a second.
I believe it. I work at utility companies, or I have,
Really?
and
Well,
still have. They'll yeah. Some will be out for a long while. Weeks for sure. Weeks for sure. Takes a long time.
when they're saying it's supposed to be in the 90s to is close to 110 on the real feel in those some of those areas too.
Oof, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's hard. You know what they do? They call in the cavalry, man. They call in people from all over. I know people. One of my old companies down in Florida is headed over there to
Mm-hmm.
help out. They make that drive over and all that, and they get people from all over. When
Dude,
I
they
was in
probably got the
Florida, there was
pros at
people
that.
from Wisconsin came
Really?
in to help. They come from all over,
Dude.
man, and it
That's
is
like
yeah, it's
they got to be making the real bucks there. It's got to be like,
oh,
all these insurance companies down there, all the adjusters are making hella cash right
well,
now.
they say that it's like the Wild West for the first couple of days for like insurance adjusters and stuff after
Yeah.
that. Same thing
Yeah.
for power for linemen. What they'll do is, obviously they'll have a system of, critical stuff that needs to get done. But like the first night when stuff like that happens, they do whatever the fuck they want. They'll be like, okay, I have my list of my house, my family, my aunt's house, my uncle's house, my family's house. I'm gonna get all that shit done without anyone
Yeah.
telling me what to do, and me and whatever my partner, my crew, we're gonna
We're
do
going to get
these.
we're going to get what we want
We
done
gotta
and we're
get
just
our
going to
stuff
work.
done, yeah, and then we'll go do the regular shit.
That's kind of
So
badass. I
you gotta,
like that.
if you, yeah, it is cool. So if you buddy up with them and you cover yourself, I had that. I tried to do that too, and they checked it out. They're like, well, there was a hurricane when I lived down there. They're like, bro, this is gonna take like a week of solid work with like 5 crews to fix your stuff. I was like, oh, okay, good, great, fucking grand, and that's what it took.
Get it
About a
done.
week. Took about a week, and they got it done.
Huh. There you go. It's pretty
But
solid.
yeah. So yeah, that being said, that was not a major hurricane, and I was in a very populated area, and it still took a little bit over a week to get me power back. So in these remote areas, when there's more destruction and it was a more major hurricane, yes, it wouldn't shock me if there were some people out for a month.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah. Sucks.
Yes.
Laura, now a post-tropical cyclone, is moving east toward the mid-Atlantic states with winds of about 25 miles per hour. That's like a...
Yeah, that's irrelevant. Irrelevant.
They're like, oh, it's still going to bring rain. Like, yeah, that's
Okay, it's a regular day.
just a storm. It's just a normal storm now.
That's just
25,
the weather channel.
25 fucking
Yeah,
miles per hour. God damn it. CNN
that's
trying to scare us right
just
there.
trying to squeeze every last fucking nickel that they can out of that one.
So here's some of the problems of the deaths that I have. 1, 5 of the 10 reported in Louisiana, according to the governor, were from the use of portable power generators indoors, which they killed themselves with carbon monoxide, which is like, all right, like, you're just an idiot.
So they had the generator set up in their house?
Right. And died.
That's
No, 10 of the 15 attributed to carbon monoxide now.
that's
And then 4 of the other ones attributed to a fucking tree falling on them, which is another thing where it's like,
well,
I guess unless you're inside sleeping, no tree excuses.
that's happened. Not that I haven't been killed by a tree before, but that has happened near miss, I guess you can call it, with me.
Really?
Where yes, I was in my house in New Jersey growing up. It was me, my brother, my dad. We're all chilling in the living room, just watching whatever the fuck we were watching on TV. It was a big storm, lightning strike.
Mm-hmm.
We see this big ass tree start falling right for us. So we all run out of the way. It's falling right towards our house. We all run away. The tree, so we think, just misses. It falls a little short. We're all good. My dad goes upstairs. My bedroom is directly above the room where we were sitting in. So he goes upstairs, checks it all out. He comes downstairs. He says, "Nah, we're all good." I'm like, okay, sweet. I go upstairs like an hour later or whatever. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. Take a nap or something. Turn on the light in my room. There's a fucking 5-foot branch sitting on my bed and a hole in the roof of my room.
And the tree's like, come and get it, bitch.
Yeah, and he missed it. So if I was laying in bed, the thing would have fell right fucking on me and impaled me or something.
Well, it's a branch, You would have been probably annoyed.
Bro, it was like a 8-inch diameter 5-footer.
That is pretty thick.
It was a thick branch. I'm telling you, it was a big tree. Yeah.
Pretty girthy. Well, that's quite a miss from your dad.
And that's the biggest takeaway from the story. How the fuck can you go upstairs?
How do you miss a
There's a hole in the ceiling and a branch on my bed.
That is the dad who doesn't give a shit, saw that nothing of his was broken and said, fuck it.
Yep. Now we're good, guys. Don't worry about it.
Open and closed the door, didn't even look inside the bedroom. That is what happened.
Turn the light on. Clearly did not turn the light on.
No fucks. Was it a storm or anything going on there? It was just fucking
it was just a regular thunderstorm.
Old tree? Oh, okay. Well, probably somewhat of an old tree. Huh. Well, regardless, I would akin, like, dying from a tree falling on you is like dying from an icicle falling on you. It's a little bit of your own doing. It's a touch, a smidge. Just a sprinkling of your own doing mixed on there.
It's fine. Unless it's not like the carbon monoxide's bad, dude. That's just
the carbon monoxide is ridiculously dumb. Like, that is just like, hey, I'm going to put this fucking gas-powered thing inside and turn it on and expect to live. Like, that is how people commit suicide.
Yeah, it is.
They close their garage door and turn the car on and
it is.
Pounce on the engine. Like, that is a way to commit suicide without pain.
That's not good.
No. No. You know what movie has that near suicide in it?
No.
Office Space.
Fucking Office Space. Which guy? The main guy?
Yeah. No. One of the older guys, the guy who has like a family. He like goes into his garage and then his wife comes in. He's like, "Oh, hey, honey," and then he backs up and gets hit by the bus, and then he's paralyzed. But then he wants to live after that, so it's all good.
Exactly. Oh my god. Jesus. Good reference. Good reference from a non-movie guy.
All right, that's going to do it for part 1 of this episode. Keep it locked. Keep in for part 2, which will be coming out on Wednesday. Don't forget to leave us a voicemail at 774-276-9765. Your voice can end up on the show. Ask us anything. Follow us at Another Week With on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We'll talk to y'all soon.